Oh, hey. I'll be honest, when you said you'd already taken care of the raiders, I had my doubts. But you were speaking the truth. All right. You held up your side of the bargain. The raiders have been dealt with. Now it's my turn to deliver. If you'd just like to follow me, we'll get you your ASAMs. Welcome to my workshop. Or at least what's left the raiders didn't smash.
This place is a dump.
Despite the mess they made, it doesn't look like they took anything important. Most of my equipment is still here, including your reward. Here, one whole box of ASAMs to do with as you see fit. You earned them.
I'm going to need more than that.
That's not all. If you remember, I also promised to show you more things you could build with ASAM sensors. I'll meet you back at your settlement. Don't keep me waiting long now. I can see you're eager to get started. But let's get to the settlement first, yeah?
So, it's good to see you again. Are you ready to change the way farming is done in the Commonwealth?
What do you need?
Not too terribly much, honestly. Land, a will to work it, and watch that work come forth. The last 200 years, though, have made farming terrible hard. The soil is still poisoned. That is what I was hoping to talk to you about. How to work around that poisoned soil, if you have the time.
I'm not really the farming type.
Well, even if you aren't, what I had in mind could help the people you have here doing the farming. You all have to eat, after all. So I'm hoping I can at least get you to hear me out, if only for the chance to make the world a better place.
I'm not interested.
That's too bad. Is there anything I can do to convince?
I'm interested. What is it you need?
This might seem like an odd request at first, so before I ask it, I want you to consider what 200 years of radiation can do to soil. It works best if you picture the Earth itself as alive and sick. As such, it can even reject the seeds we planted. I've poked around libraries when I've been able and found out the US government actually prepared for this. They prepped seeds to be able to deal with radiation, spliced, and even predicted some of the mutations we've come to rely on. I've managed to find out where they had a stash of these seeds stored away. If we retrieve them, we can increase the yields here. It might seem a little thing, but it's terribly important in the long run, and could change the game. Could I count on you?
Okay, let's get to work.
Good, good. I have a key here. You'll be taking it to the...
Farming's as honest work gets. you ain't been up to see Grey Garden, you should go. Whole place is run by robots.
You know what I call a good day? One that ends without an end.
Yeah?
Yes?
I can see you're eager to get started. But let's get to the settlement first, yeah?
Hey,
All right, time to show you what else ASAMs can do. Now, generally speaking, people need a roof over their head, food in their bellies, and a place to be working. We already built a place someone can live. So if you're ready, let's move on to those other two things.
those are my only choices?
You want more things to build? Huh. Well, right now, ASAMs can only build homes, farms, and places to work. For most people, that's been enough. But if you're wanting more, maybe we can talk about that later. For now, let me show you what your ASAMs can currently do.
Okay, show me.
All right. Place down a sensor again. But this time, we'll use one configured for food production.
Protect yourself and nothing to fear. Protect yourself and nothing to fear.
Go ahead. Just put it down wherever you like. Hey. Hey, Slick. Yeah? Okay. I'm gonna take on the role of a settler again. Don't worry, I won't subject you to my bad theatrics this time. I just want to show you how easy this is. It'll tell your settlers where to dig, what to plant, when to harvest. Takes out all the guesswork. No fuss, no muss. Well, maybe a little bit of muss. I mean, I am getting covered in dirt. But how's that different to any other day in the Commonwealth?
Hey there.
You okay there?
Protect yourself and nothing to fear.
Thanks to
Hey.
Nuka brand ASAM sensors. Never has it been easier for citizens to grow their own mouth-watering produce. It's so simple, even the wife and kids will want to get their hands dirty. For the finest in homegrown food, look to Nuka brand ASAM sensors.
there we have it. A fine plot of land ready for cultivation. This from the guy who once underwatered a cactus.
What next?
Right. Let's move on. All right, we've built a home, a farm. Next thing is a place to work. You know, somewhere folks can perform a little industry. Gather scrap or do a bit of scavenging, that kind of thing. Go ahead. Put down an ASAM that's programmed for that.
Protect yourself and nothing to fear.
Now, any old fool can gather a pile of junk. But if you want settlements to grow, you need folks to gather useful building materials. And a storage unit will encourage people to do that. Wood, steel, maybe even a little asbestos to help keep warm. And don't be surprised if in time people start gathering even more useful stuff. Last screw now. Righty-tighty. And we're done.
Hey there.
Times are tough. There's no bones about it. Even useful people are starting to feel the pinch. But you can rely on
Yeah?
Robco to provide fulfilling employment alternatives. With just one handy-dandy Robco brand ASAM sensor, citizens need never fear unemployment again. Able to legally gather and store useful materials, your citizens will wonder how they ever did without a Robco industrial unit. Just one more in the long line of technological marvels brought to you by Robco brand ASAM sensors.
Well, there we are. All basic necessities covered. Although folks won't be happy with the bare essentials forever. Eventually they will want more. Now it's up to you what type of ASAMs you put down. But do try and keep in mind what folks in your settlements will be needing.
Excuse me, hello. Don't shoot now. I don't mean no harm. I hope you don't mind the intrusion. I couldn't help but notice all the commotion. What are you two youngins up to here? That is, if you don't mind me asking. Fixing up these buildings, are you?
Maybe. Why do you ask?
Hold up now, don't be dismissive. Actually, we just finished building these.
Is that so? Built them by yourself, did you? Well, you two looking to settle down here, or...?
This settlement belongs to my friend here, not me. I was just demonstrating some construction techniques using this ASAM sensor.
Construction techniques? Using that gadget there? Sounds like Brahmin dung to me. Are you telling me you made all this using that gizmo?
Is it so hard to believe?
I suppose not, but how'd you build this stuff so fast?
Hey, here's a suggestion. Why not offer the old-timer residents here? Let them experience the benefits of sensors firsthand. That is, if you'd be interested in staying here.
To fear.
I'll admit, seeing you two build with those doodads did pique my curiosity. And it might be nice to settle down somewhere for a while. It is getting dangerous out there, especially for a scav past his prime. But, would an old man like me really be welcome here?
I'd welcome the help.
Okay then, you got yourself a deal. Old Paul is at your service. Now, if you'd excuse me a second, I want to check out this here sensor doohickey.
How about that? Your ASAMs have already attracted their first resident. With that, I'd say our exchange of services is complete. Enjoy your ASAMs. I'm sure you'll put them to good use. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get back to the hardware store. Got a lot of important work to begin on with.
It was good working with you.
Yeah, you too. I should get going. Oh, and good luck with your settlement.
Hey, where's that ASAM fella going? I wanted to ask him a few questions.
We'll What's on your mind?
Huh. Maybe you're the person to ask instead. You're the head honcho around this place, right? Well, I've got a request to make. You see, I noticed that there's a whole bunch of new people around here, so I'm thinking it might be best to put down a few more of these here censored thingamabobs. You know, to make sure everybody's got a home, a place to work, and not to mention enough food.
Anything else need doing?
Oh no, that should be enough. I don't want to impose any more than I already have. These ASAM things seem very impressive, but we can only make use of them if you place them down for us.
Yourself and nothing to fear.
My feet hurt. Everything hurts.
Protect yourself and nothing. Yourself and nothing to fear.
I get the good neighbor lifestyle ain't for everyone, but it beats the alternatives. Folks in a place like Diamond City wouldn't give a rule the time of day.
Hey. Are you the one who put out the radio message? Is this your settlement? It's very nice. We had to leave our home. Everyone was getting sick. So, if you're looking for people and it's no trouble, well, we'd like to live here.
Sure, I guess.
Oh, thank you. Don't worry. We're willing to work. Just let us know where you want us.
Can we trade a few things?
Okay. Can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails.
Just looking to trade a little.
Hello again. Those ASAM things, they're really...
There's no reason to go beating the living daylights out of it.
Well, how do I make it do what I want?
I wish I could tell you, but I really don't know.
Then you don't know that kicking it won't work.
Nothing to fear.
Paul?
Oh, thank goodness you're here. Maybe you can talk some sense into the young lady.
What's going on here?
It's this sensor thing. I want to build a store, you know, somewhere I could sell stuff, but it won't work.
A store? I don't think the sensors can build those. Can they?
I don't see why not.
You know who would know? That ASAM fella. Maybe you should go find him. Ask him what else these sensor flibbity gibbets can do.
Why are you asking me? I barely know him.
Well, you are the head honcho, right? And you have spoken to the guy more than anyone else, so I say that makes you the right person for the job.
I'll go see him immediately.
Oh, well, that's great. In the meantime, I'll get the new arrivals settled. And hopefully prevent more property damage.
Good luck.
The farm's not much, but it's something.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
Sure thing.
Hey,
To think I ever doubted you.
what can I say? Some people have just got it.
You ain't kidding. It's just real rare these days. Find someone who's not willing to take things the way they're handed to them. Too many good folks not willing to get their hands dirty. And too many assholes taking advantage of it. Look at what happened at Diamond City. Before McDonough took over, it was a half-decent place to live. A little stricter than I usually go for, but not terrible. I thought he and I had a pretty happy childhood. But then he decides he's gonna try and get elected with his anti-ghoul crusade. Mankind for McDonough. Before you know it, you got families with kids lining up to drag folks they call neighbor out of their homes and throw them to the ruins.
You and McDonough knew each other as kids?
Oh yeah. Guy's my brother. Grew up together in a little shack on the waterfront. Guy was the standard big brother. Entitled, punchy, liked to shove rotten potatoes down my shirt and slap my back. But I never thought he'd be capable of something like what they did to those ghouls.
Why did McDonough campaign against the ghouls?
Because he thought he could win. There'd always been a pretty clear divide between the folks living in the stands and those down on the field. I'm not convinced they didn't do it just to improve their view. I remember storming into his office above the stands after the inauguration speech. He was just standing there, staring out the window, watching as the city turned on the ghouls. He didn't even look at me. Just said, "I did it, John. It's finally mine." Should have killed him right there, but I don't think it would have changed anything. Instead, I pleaded with him, begged him to call it off. He said he couldn't. He had nothing against the ghouls. He was just carrying out the will of the people. And he couldn't betray the voters. And then he smiled. That hideous fucking mile-long smile. He never smiled like that when we were kids. I didn't even recognize him.
He murdered those ghouls.
Him and that whole damn city. I still wasn't a ghoul at this point, so I didn't have to leave, but I couldn't bring myself to stay in that cesspool after that. I'd been sneaking off the Good Neighbor for years to get decent chems, so I knew the safe routes. I managed to track down a couple of the families, lead them there, but most couldn't get used to the Good Neighbor lifestyle. I brought them food for a couple of weeks, but after a while, they just disappeared. Folks in Diamond City signed their death warrants, and all the good people were willing to just sit by and watch. I felt like I was the only one who saw how screwed up things truly were. Who couldn't just pretend things were fine. Still feel that way. Or I did. Until I met you. I know I run my mouth, but having someone who sees the world for what it is, and is willing to do something about it, it's meant a lot to me. I feel damn lucky to have you as a friend.
You're not going soft on me, are you, Hancock?
Hey, everyone's entitled to some softness. For me, it's pretty much everything below the eyebrows. Well, thanks for hearing me out. You probably weren't looking for a history lesson, were ya? You wanna hit the road?
Excuse me.
Oh, hey there. Didn't expect to be seeing you again. Is something up? It's not the ASAMs, is it?
Working on something important?
Oh, this? Just a side project of mine. With a few modifications, might be a useful complement to the ASAMs.
That's why I'm here.
So it is the sensors that bring you here. Look, I'll tell you the same thing I told the others. I know it may seem confusing, but trust me, just stick with it. Keep building with them, and provide your people with proper supervision. Eventually, it'll all make sense.
What else do you have?
What else? Are you saying the sensors aren't enough for you? Huh. Well, that's a first. Most people complain ASAMs are too complicated. No one's ever asked for more. I'm starting to get the feeling you're not exactly like most people, are you? All right, Slick. Consider me curious. What's your story? Like for starters, that Pip-Boy in her wrist. I bet there's a tale behind that.
Wouldn't you like to know?
It's not every day someone trips over a Pip-Boy. Heck, it took me years to find mine. So where'd you get yours?
What do you know about Vault-Tec?
Vault-Tec? I suppose I know a little bit about them. But considering that Pip-Boy you got there, you may know a lot more than I do. Where'd you even find one in such crazy good condition? Looks as if it's fresh out of vault. Wait, that's not where you're from, is it? A vault?
Vault 111. It was some kind of cryo facility. The Institute kidnapped my son while I was still trapped. But I found him now.
Wait, did you say the Institute? As in the Institute? Wow. Well, I'm glad to hear you found your son. It's not often in the Wasteland that there's a happy ending to a story like yours. Wish all of us could be so lucky. But what you said about being frozen, are you telling me you're pre-war? Before the bombs?
That's right. I was in cryo-sleep until recently.
Whoa. Well, that's amazing. You really aren't like most people. Then, if you don't mind my asking, why is a vault dweller from the past bothering with settlements and ASAMs?
Blood, bullets, and money, all the way.
Oh, Well, that's, certainly one way to go. I mean, if you're looking for caps, a successful settlement can give you that. And success often brings nefarious attention. So if you're spoiling for a fight, you won't have far to look. Well, guess that explains why you're so serious about this settlement stuff.
Raiders! Hurry!
Take it easy, it'll be all right. Just tell me what happened.
Back at the settlement, a whole bunch of them. They've taken hostages, please. You gotta hurry.
Damn raiders are like rad roaches. You crush one and 5 more crawl out. Well, don't you worry, Slick, I got your back. You helped me with my raider problem. Only right I help you with yours.
All right, let's go.
Right you are.
Come on, get the lid out and move before somebody gets killed.
Let's go kick some raider ass.
Easy, I just want to talk.
Talk? Talk! I'm here to do more than talk.
What do you want?
You wasted a whole bunch of us at Concord, so now you're gonna watch some of your people die.
You're going down.
Huh? I don't like this.
Say, before we came here, I wanted to ask you something. This maybe isn't the most appropriate time or venue for a chit-chat, but have you got a minute?
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, this may seem abrupt, but the Commonwealth. By now, I'm sure you've experienced enough to form an opinion about it, so tell me, what do you think of it all?
It's the same old thing, people fighting each other instead of working together. Everything going to hell, but no one doing anything about it.
Hit the nail right on the head. Couldn't have put it better myself. It's a real mess out here. People living in dirt, barely enough food or clean water, random attacks from raiders, ferals, or God forbid, synths. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be that way. It just might be possible to bring back a measure of the civilization to the wastes. Like what you used to have.
You made some good points. Tell me more.
you've already seen firsthand what ASAMs can do. And you've shown interest in what more you can get out of them. What if I were to tell you, we've only scratched the surface? And maybe, if you're willing, we could perhaps do more than you ever imagined. I've got plans, but I feel they'd go a whole lot smoother if I had a reliable partner to ride shotgun. So, what I propose is a partnership. You and me, working together to try and rebuild the Commonwealth. What do you say?
All right, I'm in.
Hell yeah! You are not gonna regret this. I suppose a proper introduction is in order. Name's Jake. Jake Evans. And it's a pleasure to be working with you.
Let's get started then.
All right. With the formalities out of the way, let me answer a query of yours. Earlier, you showed an interest in getting more out of ASAMs. Now, if that's something you really are serious about, then I know where to find the equipment we need. However, there is a small problem.
Go on.
It's a problem we've already had some experience with. Raiders. The place with the ASAM equipment has been claimed by a raider gang. Really dug their heels in. And they're not open to doing trade.
Raiders always go hogging all the nice places for themselves.
But I reckon together we could break into the little base and grab what we need. However, we would be in for a tough fight. So, you think you'd be up for that? Taking on a raider stronghold?
Don't worry. I'll help you deal with these raiders.
Well, all right. Now, this equipment we're after was delivered from Concord Hardware to an old Air Force satellite station called Olivia. So that's where we'll be heading. But before we go there, might want to make a pit stop or two. There's a small trading post not far from here, Drumlin Diner. Might be worth stopping by, gear up on supplies. Also, I've got a small cache of gear hidden nearby Olivia. It's probably still there. Would be useful for our little venture. I'll mark your pip-boy with our points of interest, but it's up to you what we do. I'm handing over the reins. Wait up! I'm gonna hold back, scout the area for nasties. I'll let you deal with the raiders directly outside Olivia. Once you're done taking out the trash, I'll meet you at station's entrance.
Let's get this over with.
All right, just don't go too far away.
Come on, fight! This is bullshit.
What the fuck was that?
This is gonna be fun!
Hold on, we're near the cache. Just give me a second. I hid this stuff a while back when I first checked out the area. Still here. How do you like the headwear? Good job. You really don't like raiders, do you?
Hey! Over here.
Sure.
Never a dull moment. Good job. You really don't like raiders, do you? There were a few lookouts around the perimeter, but I took care. Say, before we head in, would you care for a bit of advice?
Whatever it is, I'm not interested.
Oh, all right then. I guess you know what you're doing. Come on, let's head on in. Good job. You really don't like raiders, do you?
What was... Something must have...
I wonder.
Nothing there now.
Barely even tell where we're going in here.
We're in luck. Air Force kept a log of inventory, and it mentions a delivery from Concord right here. From Concord KS Magnuson, Item 1, industrial-sized Robco ComHub unit. ComHub. That must be the ACM equipment we're here for. And I think it's stored behind that door.
Show your face!
Just give me a few minutes. In the meantime, I'd appreciate if you take care of any raiders around. I don't like the idea of someone sneaking up on us while I work on this. And that's how it's done. Mighty impressive. Thanks for the help. I was not enjoying the shootout developing there.
Those raiders won't be bothering anybody again.
Oh, dang it. Dented my helmet. Oh, well, better than a bullet to the brain box. All right, let's get down to business. Raiders interrupted as I was finishing up. Just need to hit the last few keys on the terminal and... Hey, presto! There we are. Let's take a peek inside, shall we? Help yourself to anything that takes your fancy. Only one thing I'm interested in, and I think it's right over here. Would you look at that? Interesting. Very interesting.
So is this what we're looking for, or not?
Oh, right. Take a look. Shipment label reads, from Concord Hardware. This is definitely the equipment we're here for. No mistake there. This is the ASAM comm hub. As best as I understand it, this thing connects to the sensors somehow, allowing them to do more stuff. But I wouldn't really know how it does that until I turn it on. Although looking at it, doesn't look like time's been too kind to this old gal. I'm already seeing a fair number of damaged components. I wonder if it'll still be able to run.
So, what now?
Now, I suppose I lug this thing back to the hardware store. Tinker around and see what it's about. Well, I'd say we're done here. We found what we came for, no reason to stick around. You were a big help. There's no way I could have done this by myself.
Can we move this along? I've got places to be.
Oh, right, of course. You got things to do. I'm gonna need some time at the hub, so for now you might as well take it easy. Maybe check in on any settlements you've got going. Or if you think you might need more sensors, there may be some not too far from here. A place called West Everett Estates. But I should warn you, area's overrun with super mutants. Might be a challenge for you, even after this.
What's a super mutant?
Well, they're big, they're green, and tend to be pretty mean. No one seems to know where they come from. Maybe you wouldn't want to know even if you did. Generally speaking, they're best steered clear of.
I might be able to do that.
Well, if you do decide to go, take care. I'll contact you once I've looked over the comm hub. Hopefully by then I should have some idea of how it works. Until then, stay safe out there, alright? Oh, and again, great work today.
I guess this area ain't regularly part of the tour.
Made it another day in the Commonwealth. Lucky us. Did you hear that? Who's there? Oh, hell no!
You'll regret this.
Someone's out there!
Yes.
Think you'll be any different?
Didn't even break a sweat.